Hold on, just 1 second. Just gotta plug this in, and I gotta charge my blinds real quick. Welcome to 2024. So today's video is very proudly sponsored by a company I've actually wanted to try out for ages, and they're called Aqara. So when they reached out and offered to send over some goods, I couldn't say no. Isn't that absolutely phenomenal? I'm pretty sure I'll be able to control it all with my phone. Bit of smart home tech in the office, you know, I can't complain, I can't complain. And today's video is really about smart home tech. I mean, we got all sorts of stuff here. From their M2 hub that might possibly replace my Philips Hue hub, because this is a Zigbee certified product. So maybe, possibly, we can ditch the Philips Hue hub and just have one from Aqara, which also works with Apple HomeKit, like all of their stuff here also does, including this thing right here, which is a presence sensor. And it's kind of like a motion sensor, but much better. So say for example, you're sitting in your room, you've got a motion sensor set up, you walk in your room, the lights turn on, but then you're sat still at your desk, not moving, the motion sensor's like, guess no one's in the room, and it turns all your lights off. And then you have to wave your arms about to turn all the lights back on. Well, with one of these, you don't have to do that, because it's kind of like a motion sensor, but much more advanced. Check this out. That's pretty cool, man. Is this magnetic? It is, yo! This thing is magnetic. That's wicked. A presence sensor will basically just do what a motion sensor does, but it will know that you're actually in the room, despite you not moving, which is exactly what I want to set up. So included in your Aqara FP2 presence sensor is of course the fancy presence sensor itself, with a very subtle Aqara logo on the front, an indicator LED on the top, and a very adjustable stand. This thing retracts out, and it can even actually be set up as a stand. But if you don't want to use it as a stand, you can of course set it in any position you possibly desire. And because it's magnetic on the back of this thing right here, it comes with a metal plate, so you could stick the metal plate somewhere onto your wall or a bit of furniture using the included 3M adhesive, or for a more permanent solution, use the included screw that also comes with the product. All in all, in terms of mounting options and how adjustable the stand is, this is great. Now, thankfully, it does come with a 2-meter USB-C to USB-A cable, and the USB-C port is located on the inside of the product right here. So you can plug it in via USB-C, and they've even thought about having a little cutout at the top of the product here, just below the button, to allow you to route the cable out in a very clean and organized fashion, so that you can still achieve rather good cable management when using this product. But as you can see, I've got it plugged into a big power bank here, and it really doesn't use a lot of power. So if you do want a more wireless setup, you can very likely power this device with a little battery bank and a shorter USB-C cable. Next up, we have the Aqara T1 LED light strips to unbox as well. So you get a little roll of your LED strip. Now this looks like it's got various different LEDs. That's a better angle for you guys. Interesting. This might have really good white color accuracy, or just any color accuracy might be really, really good with this. We'll test that out. Included in this package, we have a little hub, okay, with an inline controller. And it's actually labeled well. You got your music button, your, I'm guessing, different color modes, power button. Good job, Aqara. They actually labeled it well. It's nice and slim. Okay, okay. And now I am in the UK, so I'm guessing they're gonna provide the UK version for me. Oh yeah, European and UK adapters here. We got our actual power brick, very simple. Now the roll that they sent me is 2 meters long. However, my table is a little bit longer than 2 meters, so they were kind enough to also send over a little extension for the LED light strip as well. So we can basically combine these two and make it 3 meters. And finally, a replacement for hopefully my Philips Hue hub, the Aqara M2 hub. Fancy stuff. Let's get this thing opened up. This is gonna plug into your router. Oh, I like it. It's black, sleek. Look at that, man. Good stuff. I'm guessing their M3 hub has the updated USB-C version. So this is micro USB. And finally, we have the Aqara roller shade driver E1, which comes with all sorts of different accessories to accommodate various different beads for your roller shades. Now, the blinds I bought, I'll leave down below in the description as well. They're not sponsored or anything. I did just buy some blackout roller shades myself, and they were compatible with this Aqara roller shade driver. So if you do want to pick some up for yourself, and of course anything else in today's video, all the Aqara products, the roller shades are installed. Links to everything will of course be down below in the pinned comment and the video description. Nice and easy for you guys to find all the stuff mentioned in today's video. Let's get this thing set up, get the app installed on my phone, and get it all paired up. Apple HomeKit QR code, Aqara Hub M2. Let's do it. Oh, bind device. Press the button. This one's on the front. Happy days.
Accessory added successfully.
Woohoo! So up is now correct. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Set the highest point. So simple. Such a simple setup. Let's set the light strip up. So we've got our socket on the table here, which I'm going to use for now just to set it all up. Make sure it's all working properly. Make sure the arrows align just there. Ooh, that's a nice and snug connection. Fully ARGB. The white here looks very, very color accurate. And you want to know why? That's because they use actual dedicated warm white and cool white LEDs on this light strip. So we have a genuine warm white here, genuine cool white, and then a mix of both for probably maximum brightness. Now it's the following day, and for those of you that have watched one of my earlier videos about the technique I used on mounting my LED light strips to my table, I'm going to be using it again, and it does not involve using any of the 3M adhesive on the back of this Aqara LED light strip. So this here is the existing LED light strip I have on my table. You may notice it's held in with these LED light strip clips just on the edge of the table. And this is the way I've installed all of my previous light strips to the table. You see we still have the original adhesive. So if we ever do wish to resell this LED light strip, its resale value, you can imagine, is probably going to be a little bit higher, given that we've not used any of the adhesive. So on the left, we have my previous LED light strip, and on the right, we have the new Aqara T1 with dedicated warm white and cool white LEDs. And I've set both of the light strips to the exact same cool white color, but can you see on the left how it's more of like a bluey shade of white rather than like a pure natural white that you see on the right. And now I've gone ahead and set them both to a warm white, and you can see there's a difference here again. The one on the left looks a little bit more orangey, and the one on the right I would say looks a tad more color accurate. Although these two are both very high-end, very good LED light strips, in terms of pure color accuracy for your cool whites and warm whites, I'd say the T1 just barely takes it. In terms of the other color range, red looks fantastic on both of them. Green does as well, and I'd say the one on the right actually looks a little bit brighter, to my surprise, from the Aqara T1. Then we have a deep blue color. Both LED light strips again look phenomenal, very color accurate. Now when we try and make a color like yellow, you can see the one on the left, at least in person, it looks a lot more green than it does on camera. But yeah, the one on the left has like a shade of green in the yellow, whereas the one on the right has more of like an orangey yellow, which I'd say is a better result than like you trying to get yellow but getting like a weird shade of greenish yellow, you know? So yeah, I gotta say the T1 again, when creating the color yellow, is a better choice because of the dedicated warm white and cool white LEDs helping out there. So we've gotten everything set up now on the Aqara app. All the products are connected to their M2 hub. They're all available on the app. You can see them all here. The M2 hub, the curtains, the light strip, and also the presence sensor. And I've set up some very basic home automation stuff just to show you what this thing's capable of. But before that, let me actually go onto the presence sensor settings and show you exactly what this thing sees. So I've set up the layout of the room on the app here, and we've got the cabinets here, which is where the camera is right now. We've got the setup in the corner and the door there, and as you can see there's also 3 different zones. So when I'm in the blue zone, currently nothing happens. The doorway, if I step here, nothing also happens. But the moment I step into the red zone where the setup is, you'll see the LED light strip behind me just turned on, and I've set it up in a way so when we go on to the home automation thing, if absence is detected for more than 5 seconds, you'll see the LED light strip will turn off. Isn't that insane? Like, you could never ever do this with a motion sensor. But with this, it is like revolutionary. It is awesome. And I've also set up, of course, if presence is detected in the zone of setup, which is this area here, turn the LED light strip on. Now we can also take this a step further. After all, we have smart roller shades now, so we can press on roller shade driver E1, we can open them, as the LED light strip turns on. And then I'll set up a second one for when I step away from the setup, close the roller shades. So let's follow the presence sensor and see what it sees. We've stepped into the zone of the setup. We are living in the future. This is crazy. The light strip's turned on, the curtains are opening. What happens if they don't open fully and I step away from the zone? Will they continue opening all the way, or will they stop and be like, oh, we need to close now? Oh, it does actually stop. So it was meant to go up even further there, but it did actually stop. That is awesome. Let's see if we can interrupt it again. We step into the zone. It does. It literally, like, on the spot adjusts. Wow. What a phenomenal setup. Of course, you could set up much more fancy and advanced zones. Say you have like a living room and a kitchen all in the same room, like an open living space, and you have smart lights all over the place. So you step into the living room, the lights can turn on there. You step into the kitchen, the lights can turn on there, all through different zones, all through one sensor. Phenomenal. Like, the possibilities are endless with this thing. Now, for those of you that want to pick up some of the Aqara products featured in today's video, or some of their other products that they have available, I will just say, if you have trouble pairing products like I did, for example, the LED light strip wouldn't pair initially because my firmware on the M2 hub was out of date. I simply updated that and then everything paired flawlessly with no problems whatsoever. So, word of advice there for those of you wanting to pick some stuff up. When it comes to connecting the products to the hub, just update the firmware. This advice is kind of like universal for any company, you know, not just Aqara. But other than that, all their products, of course, are down below in the video description. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon.